Moving on, there are a number of tech issues in the news this week. First, we learned new details about how the government put pressure on the encrypted email service Lavabit, which was used by NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden, eventually forcing the company to close after the company's owner objected to turning over personal information belonging to his customers. Also, in the wake of Edward Snowden's leak, lawmakers on Capitol Hill are pushing a series of bills to reform the NSA. On Wednesday, an outline of a bill being worked on by Republican Jim Sensenbrenner, who wrote the Patriot Act, and Democrat John Conyers, as well as Senator Patrick Leahy, would limit the NSA's ability to engage in bulk collection of Americans' phone metadata under Section 215 of the Patriot Act. The bill also strengthens rules against targeting Americans with searches in the NSA databases and gives companies the opportunity to release just how many orders they've received from the government to turn over their customers' data. Now, to break down all these issues and other tech stuff in the news, I'm joined by RT's esteemed web producer, Andrew Blake.
Hey, Sam.
Andrew, thanks for coming on here. So let's break down this story about Lavabit. This was an email service used by Edward Snowden.
And 400,000 other people.
Exactly, but I'm guessing it was the Edward Snowden affair that really brought the attention on it. I don't know, you tell me here. What have we learned about how the federal government put pressure on this company that eventually forced it to close its doors?
Okay, back up a few months. First Guardian leaks, those first big NSA leaks, first week of June, okay? June 9th, Edward Snowden comes out. We see the videos everywhere, him sitting there in that Hong Kong hotel room. We learn who Edward Snowden is on June 9th. On June 10th, the federal government went to Lavabit and they said that they wanted to track a specific user. Now, only this week do we get all of these over 163 pages of documents unsealed. So we're only starting to really understand the full grasp of what this legal fight's been through the last couple of months. But we know that a day after this person, Edward Snowden, appeared in the media, the government was trying to get access to his emails. And Lavabit, who is a 31, 32-year-old man from Dallas, he founded this company 10 years ago. He wrote a few thousand lines of code. He went, I'm going to make a company where people can get email, and it's going to be secure. It's going to be encrypted. Everything's encrypted. You know, give me a few bucks a month. I'm going to give you this awesome email service. Edward Snowden, 400,000 people logged on. They became members. And when the government said, look, we really need to find this one guy right here, we really need to know information, Lavabit said, well, look, if you want to encrypt this information, if you want to decrypt it rather, you're decrypting everything. If I give you this master key, I'm just giving you the key to the whole house, right? All the other doors are unlocked once you go through here. And so he fought it. He fought it tooth and nail for months, actually. And I mean, it's a fight worth fighting, if you ask me, because he wasn't even actually allowed to acknowledge that this existed until this week. So we know that the government went to this super secure, allegedly encrypted email service, demanded access to essentially everyone's data, and he fought it. And now it's a big to-do. It's being fought in the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, and it's going to have monumental implications about how the government can access telecommunications.
Let's talk about those implications. I mean, what does this say about the precarious situation that email services and online providers are working in this environment where the NSA wants access to everything, pretty much?
You know, if anything, I think the good thing that we can take out of this is that the government had to fight so hard to get these security keys, the SSL keys, in order to decrypt this email. They had to, take this guy to court. He relented. He actually, when he finally went to give him his encryption keys, he supplied them with an 11-page printout that contained the keys written in an approximately 4-point font that the investigator said was just illegible. They couldn't do anything with it. So it kind of prolonged this whole matter for weeks and eventually months. But anyways, what I'm trying to get at here is if the government actually had to do so much work to try to get this information, that's reassuring for people who think that the government can see everything. Like, we know that the government can, may or may not have backdoors in some companies. We know that they've asked a lot of companies to install backdoors, whether it's Facebook, Google, or whatever. We know that the government really wants to be able to access this stuff. Can they access it all? Not necessarily. If there's strong enough encryption, which we learned about right here, if someone can actually keep that key secure enough, can keep it hidden, can keep it in a way so that the government can't access it, can't rely on an 11-page document to decrypt things, then maybe our communications are secure. So if anything, I think it's proving that the government isn't as all-powerful as we feared they were in terms of this at least.
Interesting point here. Let's move on to the reform bills that are coming down the hill. This latest one that I just mentioned works to limit what NSA can do under Section 215 of the Patriot Act and the bulk metadata collection. It addresses the backdoor search loophole that Ron Wyden has been warning about, and it allows companies like Lavabit and other companies to reveal when they get these orders for information. We have just about a minute left. What do you make of these reforms? Do they go far enough? Is it a good start? Do they have any chance of passing?
It's a great start. I just think it's a very peculiar time for all this stuff to happen. It's great that there's been calls for reform. We know that Representative Justin Amash came very close to defunding the NSA a few months ago. A few months down the road, is Congress going to have a better chance at passing NSA reform bills? I certainly believe so, but I think as more and more NSA leaks come out, which are 2 or 3 times a week lately, the more information that we learn, we're going to be more concerned about different programs. Right. Once we learn that the government is doing things that right now we don't know exist, we're going to maybe want to reform those. So I think it's, we're going to have to just wait and see what happens.
We have a new leak about that Tor stuff, which we'll have to get you back on to talk more about that.
Crazy, yeah.
RT Web producer Andrew Blake.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.